Hello, welcome back. I don't know where to start. A lot has been going on. I'm looking around for my notebook because I did write stuff down for this video, and I don't know where to start. I don't know whether to just tell you like bits throughout the video, or yeah, I'll probably do that. But just to get started, thank you for bearing with me. I've just been away. I was away last week in the Lake District and it was beautiful. We had such a nice time and I miss it so much. And there is a video up on my channel now that you can go and watch if you'd like to, of what we got up to in the lakes. And then it's just kind of been a bit full on since we got back because our dog Custard got really sick and we thought we were going to lose her. She was so sick. We didn't know what was wrong with her. We still kind of don't know what happened to her. I'm hoping it was just like a really bad case of gastroenteritis or something. But she was doing it through the eye of a needle, if you catch my meaning. It was grim. It was not a pleasant sight, and it's been a case of lots and lots of plain rice, pumpkin puree. She was so sick though, and I think I'm still on my guard a little bit because she's an older dog now, and I really thought this was the point that we would lose her, and I still feel like I'm kind of mentally like recovering from that ever so slightly. I mean, she's 12 now and she's a miniature schnauzer, and just from my experience with miniature schnauzers, they like this could be her last year, and I don't want to think like that. Don't like think that I'm thinking like that on purpose. I'm trying not to. And she's had like a really good life with us. I adopted her when she was 4, so she's had 8 really lovely years. I hope they're lovely for her with us, but I really thought that this week we were going to lose her, and it's a lot to kind of process. I mean, she's still here, but I look at her and I'm like, are you okay now though? So that was that, and it's taken up the majority of the week. Yeah, it's been a bit rough. There's my notebook. There it is. So yeah, there's a few things to sort of talk to you about, but I will jump into the vlog and I'll keep coming back, I suppose, and just chop it up a bit for you. So Wild and Wood are some of my favourite, like they're one of my favourite small businesses. I've been ordering some like birthday gifts, but they always like include this in their packaging, and I'm definitely going to reuse it because it's so rustic and also protective, so it's practical as well, and I'm just going to save it and reuse it. So thank you, Lorna and Holly. I will send this around again and make sure that it gets used. Okay, I'm just going to pop you there. Because Little Bear and I need to do some errands today. So, are you falling? If I pop you there, then you won't fall. So I just need to get him some clothes ready. I also have this little jumper which I found in one of the charity shops this week. I'm pretty sure it's perhaps from a girly section because it's got pink trim around it and pink buttons, but as I've said before, I don't care about any of that kind of stuff. I think anybody could wear this. I just thought it was really cute. It's got a little rabbit on it, and then to kind of go with it, there's little woodland leggings. I'm just going to pop his books away because we've been reading again this morning. Again, Peter Rabbit, but this is a really cute book if any of you are looking for books. I got this one, I think I got this one before he was even here, so that's a nice little one. I just need to, he's got like a little book box down the side of our rocking chair, so that's where we sit and read books, which is nice and cozy. And at the minute I'm just sorting through the next size up clothes. Need to put this Vinted receipt in my diary and make sure that the person gets their parcel. I'm actually obsessed with Vinted at the moment. I'll put my rings on. I found so many cute things for me and the bear on Vinted recently, and just knowing that I can also sell on his old stuff. So there are some like businessy updates that I thought I would just go through you. Even though I'm not back to work yet, it's something I'm constantly thinking about in my head, and I'm going to give the studio a makeover. It's going to have a complete I'm going to strip everything out and give it a nice refresh, because it's been a long time coming, but also like so much has changed since I last painted these walls pink. It's just not me anymore, and I'm liking more earthy colours. And I've also got my chair back. Can you see? I've got I donated my chair to my husband because he works from home now doing his miniature model painting for Warhammer, so he's now got one of those big fancy like gaming chairs. It's the nuts. It's you could sleep in it. It's the comfiest thing my body cheeks have ever had the pleasure of sitting on. It's glorious, but yeah, until he got that, I actually gave him my squidgy office chair because I wasn't using it. But I've got it back now. Not that I'm spending much time in here at all, but I've got it back. So that's an update that you probably don't give a rat's ass about. The next one is, I'm hoping perhaps even today if the postie is on track, but I have got some fabric samples coming for my fabrics that I'll be releasing at the end of summer when I do come back to work. I've done that now because fabrics and fabric made items are all handmade by just little old me in my studio, and because I've got my son now, I just want to be realistic about how much time I can dedicate to building up some stock. So I thought if I start now, I can potentially do a couple here and there whilst he naps. He's now getting to a point with his naps where he sleeps for a bit longer, because since he was a newborn he only ever slept for half an hour at a time, and I'm not gonna lie, I was always like, how do I function? How do I get anything done? And for all of those people that ever say to you, sleep when the baby sleeps, just take that comment, put it in a little envelope and just chuck it. Just chuck it in the bin, out the window, just chuck it, because it makes no sense. Sleep when the baby sleeps? Are you kidding? What about everything else that you need to do? Just kindly let yourself out. One of you, actually, I think a few of you actually have asked for these, but doggy accessories, like doggy bandanas, they would bring me so much joy to make. I just need to check to see if there's any like safety things that I would need to like comply with to make those, because obviously like they're a wearable item for an animal, and I know that it's like that with children and babies, like you have to have like checks and stuff done with it, but I'll just leave it with me. I'll have a look into it and I will see. But yeah, they might even arrive today and I'll be able to show you them. But there's 3 new ones. And then speaking of sewing, I've also bought a plushie sewing pattern, because so many of you have asked me in the past for plushies, and I've always kind of done that whenever someone's been like, can you do this? And my own sort of disbelief in myself has always got the better of me, and I've always been like, oh, I'm not really capable of that kind of thing. But I've decided that enough is enough of that attitude, and I'm going to give it a go. I've got a little plushie pattern to try that will be done in my fabric, so watch this space. I'm very excited. I'm going to be doing more bunting as well, because I know that's something that I did a little bit of at the end of last year, and I know a lot of you missed out on the bunting, so I'll be bringing it back. Please as well take this as an opportunity to let me know in the comments if there's any fabrics that you'd like to see come back, because I'm completely out more or less of all of my older fabrics. I think I've got a bit of Christmas left, but what good's that to anybody in the summer? I mean really, I should be prepping for Christmas, but that's not going to happen. I can tell you now, that is not going to happen until much later, and I will just do what I can do. But yeah, dragons was always a popular one, and I'm completely out of dragons. The wolves one was popular, foxes. If there's any of the old ones that you want to see come back, please do let me know, because I don't know unless you say, so that would be really appreciated if there are anything, like any designs that you want to come back. Pattern, fabric, what else? I don't know, I've yet to decide, but more washi tapes are going to come out, a whole new collection. Now, because, just for transparency's sake, because I get my washi tapes imported, I've promised myself, like this was one of my small business vows, it's the only thing that gets imported out of my entire shop, which is something I'm very proud of, and that's something I want to stick to. I'm not happy about the fact that it's imported, but options are very, very slim at the moment. So it's the only product of mine that does get imported, but because of that I promised myself that I'm permitted myself to only order once or twice a year from my supplier. And that's because of obviously like import and carbon footprint and stuff like that. Now washi tapes are a fairly sustainable product, so that makes me happy, but I just don't want to be, if I'm ordering it in, I want it to be like, this year it's going to be once, so one order of washi tapes and then that's it until next year. Last year I think it was just the one as well, and then the year before I think I did 2, I'm not sure, but that's like my maximum. If I go above 2, which is very unlikely, then I get a slap on the wrist and we're not doing it. Sorry, I just went to go and check on the boy. I mean, I've got a baby monitor in here, but it's just not the same as like actually seeing him. The anxiety is real. And then the other thing, there's 2 other things, one of which I don't really want to go into too much detail because it's just such a bizarre situation. Let's just get that one out of the way to begin with. My stockist that I was in, I think I've mentioned it to you, but now I'm completely out of there. Stuff was going on that I don't even know the full extent of, and even if I did, I don't think it would be very kind to share it publicly. But I believe they're closing down, and I'm out of there. I've got my payments up to date. I've got, to my knowledge, all of my stock back. I did have to go back this week, which was just one of those things on my list again. I was like, I just don't want to leave the house at the minute. My dog's really sick. I've got a new baby. I don't want to have to be trolling around, gonna go collect stock from somewhere that I thought I was out of. But I think we're finito now, completely like done. But just in case any of my locals are watching and wanted to go and get some stuff, it is no longer, and I'm really sorry about that because it was like the only place kind of where you could get my work whilst my other shops are closed. But yeah, it was kind of like dodged a bullet, I think, there. And moving on, I am also, this is just like housekeeping, also I'm closing my PO box. Now I had my letter for renewal through again this week, and gonna be honest, fell off my perch ever so slightly when I saw their renewal fee for it was absolutely mad. I mean, a PO box, if you have a PO box of your own, you'll know that they're expensive anyway, and I always thought that they were worth it because not only did it like provide a safe place for my mail to get sent back to, it also provided me with some peace of mind that my address just wasn't being posted here, there and everywhere. And also sometimes you guys sent happy mail as well, and then if you wanted me to, I could reply back, and it was just a lovely little system. But again, just for honesty and transparency, it's something I can no longer afford to do, especially since I don't have an income right now. So, you know, it's just, I'm just tootling along, but I have to make cuts where I can, like cost of living, all that kind of stuff's going up. And I got the bill through and I was just like, nah. And it's only for 6 months as well, because I've never just had the funds to be able to pay for a year outright, so I've always ever done like 6 months. When's the cut-off date? Because I think whilst we're creating this vlog, I will make a trip down there to go and empty it, just see if there's anything lurking in the back of there. If any of you work for like Royal Mail or a postal system though, could you please try and help me justify why it's so expensive, because it's kind of just like a hole in the wall. I just don't understand why they're so expensive. I mean, I know it's a business and I know that like they have to make money and stuff, but I'm just like, why is it so expensive? Is it because it's kind of like having a business address? Or that was the other thing, like just having the professionalism of having a business address. But one of my small business besties the other day actually enlightened me and said that you can hide your address on shipping labels within your own country. Yeah, it's just something I'm gonna have to say goodbye to, probably forever, to be honest, because it was sort of like dead-end money. And although they also address me as Mr. What an assumption. That happens a lot because my name's Ellis and it's So my PO box is closing, so I'm just saying it here now, but I am going through all of my videos because my PO box address was in the description box down below of like all of my videos, which is annoying. There's no sort of way to mass remove that, so I'm going to go through them each and every one and remove them. But I think that is like all business housekeeping, and we can now go ahead and go and do some fun stuff. Thank you for listening. It's baby rice time. Is that tasty? It sure does look appetizing, that's one word for it, isn't it? Are we playing a game of how to get it everywhere? I bet I can beat you. Yeah. Or can you beat me? Hey, we're playing a game of let's get it in as many places as we can. I bet Custard would like some more rice, wouldn't she? Yeah, she would. Here she comes. Hello, Custard. Good girl, baby. Hello, darling. Good girl. You've had enough rice this week, don't you think? So we have just been into town, and his grandma got him a little watering can because I've been looking for one for ages to use in the bath with him. We used to use it at the baby swimming class that we went to, and just the response that the babies got from the watering cans, like trickling the water, and like the water looks all sparkly in the light as well, and I think it was really like captivating for them. So I got a little watering can and some little stacking blocks as well. So thank you, Little Bear's grandma. These will be really, really handy, and I can't wait to use these with him and just make an absolute racket. As hoped, the fabric samples are here, so I'm going to open these now with you, and fingers crossed they look all right. Oh my god. Okay. I think it's always a good idea to get swatches, because this is the first one, little bats and things. Is it going to focus? Probably not, because it's my camera. It's coming up much lighter on camera than it actually is, and I think I will tweak the bats ever so slightly because they are getting a bit lost. I think it's only a couple of notches like of exposure / brightness. Yeah, I appreciate your input, my dude. Appreciated as always. So yeah, my assistant designer says that this could do with being lightened up a bit, so that's what I'm going to do. So it's always good to like get some swatches in just to see what a design's going to look like. But because it's going to be like end of summer before I or when I bring new fabrics out, I thought that to bring out a little spooky one would be only fitting because we'll be approaching autumn all over again, which is bizarre really, because I stopped working in the winter / autumn, and to then come back in that time will be strange. I've done some little mice, and this one is ever so slightly different to like my usual style. The mice are coming up really, really nice in person, and rather than the foliage, I've gone for, because the mouse is holding balloons, I've gone for extra like little balloons throughout the design, and then some pink dots instead of the foliage, just for something a bit different. I think this next one might just be my favourite, because, you know, we're all about the toadstools. I'm going to flip you around actually, because I don't think this particular angle in my lounge is like the best for like seeing just how pretty these look. I will turn you around in a minute and give you more of a close-up, but I think this one might be my favourite. This one doesn't need changing at all, because like just the colours work really nice together. These foliagey bits are actually like a yellow sort of theme, just to contrast against the green and the red. But I'm really happy with those. I'm just going to tweak the bats ever so slightly when it comes to actually getting a full sheet of these printed, but yeah, other than that, I'm really, really happy with them. So now that the sun's coming out, my studio isn't so much of a laundry room anymore. That doesn't mean that it's not still a bit of a shit tip at the minute. I need to, so these are my little Beatrix Potter books from when I was a child, and obviously when I went to the world of Beatrix Potter I had to bring another one back for my collection, but obviously a lot of time has passed since these ones came out and they're not like the same. They're just, the format is slightly differently. This one's number 14. Annoyingly, these ones go up to 12, so I should have got 13 and 14 if I was going to get 14. But I saw Mr. Todd and I was just intrigued by it because he's meant to be like a cheeky, mischievous, what does Beatrix describes them as disagreeable. So I just thought I would grab this one and add it to my collection, which my children's book collection is getting a little bit out of hand at the minute, not gonna lie. There is literally just stuff everywhere. Usually I'm like, okay, I keep on top of things. But when you've got sort of bodily fluids secreting out of every orifice with one of your animals, and let's be honest too, a small human. Do you know the laundry situation just got even worse? Test new brushes with me, Patreon, that has gone up. That's something else that I have completely forgotten to talk to you about. Custard has been at the vet's, and I've posted that to Patreon as well. Oh, and check out this, so I got this little frame in a charity shop and it had this in it, which is, I think it's an original little watercolour painting by somebody called N. Sims, and I think it was done in the 80s by the little date in the corner, but I feel really bad taking it out of there because, I don't know, somebody's artwork at the end of the day, and it looks to be the Leicester Clock Tower. So in Leicester City Centre, if any of you are from Leicester, if you could please confirm. I think that's where it is as well. It would make sense because we're in Leicestershire too. But I popped this little fox. It's just a greeting card, which that's why I feel bad, because I just put a little greeting card in where a little original painting was. But this one's just more my taste, so I don't want to throw this away. I'm actually going to keep that and pop that in my journal and just like write about my little finding, because I just think it's really cute and I don't want to throw it away. But at the same time, this is more my taste. It's a very battered old frame, but I just love the gold and the green together, and I thought that would be really cute on my wall once I do my studio makeover. What have you got? What have you got? Yes, this is a clever boy. Yeah. Good boy, you got it. You got it. Good boy. Yeah. Are you giving him a lick? That's nice. So maybe slightly controversial, but maybe I should get your opinion. I'm thinking of transferring a fair bit of work out of this old art journal into my new one, because I abandoned this one because it was just becoming really bulky and I'm not even halfway through it. And it wasn't ever designed to be an art journal, whereas this one's a bit more sketchbook worthy, so I'm thinking of kind of compiling the two together. Not all of them, because there are some pages in here that are just downright shameful. And I know that's fine. I know that we're not supposed to like all of our work all of the time, but I'm also kind of like, well, if it brings me that much displeasure, why am I keeping it? I have turned into a very brutal individual in these past few weeks. I mean, I'll keep it, but it's just that I want to maybe remove some of my favourite pages and pop them into my newer art journal. Like these two I really love. And that's why you never really see sketchbook tours from me, because I never bloody fill them. I really want to transfer these pages in. I am completely out of all of my packaging and stuff for my shop, which is fine because my shop's closed. But it does mean that I've got to start thinking about it, ready for when I do reopen my shop at the end of the summer. That's when I'm aiming for, but I really want to treat it as like a big reopening, a big relaunch kind of thing. I just figured it was a really great time to just completely overhaul everything and kind of start afresh in a way that I've wanted to for a while, and just there's no better time than right now. So I need to get some new backing cards, some business cards, some tissue paper. I'd like to switch my packaging up entirely. Stickers, I need some new stickers, not just packaging stickers, but product stickers. A few of you have also requested some themed stuff around Little Bear, so not specifically Little Bear, but like a Mama Bear collection, which is wonderful to hear. I just never thought that would be something that you would like to see from me, but I'm really touched that that is something that you have requested. So there are lots and lots of new things coming, but with that I am filtering out the majority of my old stuff. I do feel like this room is like my old friend who I don't get to spend much time with anymore, and I really, really miss it. But I do have to be careful with how I manage that, because sometimes I get into this, the mojo comes back, like the rhythm comes back, and then I think, oh, I can spend some time in here, and it's like my brain feels tricked that I've gone back to work, and then I get kind of down and a little bit depressed, to be honest, that I can't put as much time into it as I once did, which is totally fine again, but I do really miss it. I'm really excited for when he can like spend some time in here with me a bit more. He's getting there, and we've been spending some time in here together, haven't we? And it's been great fun. Are you looking at all of the pictures? Yeah, lots of animals and toadstools and a bit of Tommy Shelby. Anyway, what's the time? Okay, it's bath time for this one, so that's where I'm going to go now, but I will come back tomorrow and pick up where I left off. How cute is this little notebook? I really didn't need another notebook, but I saw this one, and yes, lucky cats, Nicky Nickle. And I also like just added some more greeting cards to my birthday stash. I thought these ones were really cute. I love the illustration style on those. Really, really pretty. And obviously this little guy, it was the last one on the shelf, so I swiped it. How cute is that? I love the foiling on it. Look at these cute little envelopes. I'm well aware that I've got a bit of a leaky eyeball, which is just the story of my life, like from sort of end of March onwards, and even in the cold, they just stream. I have the last little bit of housekeeping for you all for this particular video. Well done if you managed to get to the end. I'm just going to talk to you about Patreon very quickly. So my Patreon has changed. I have made a grand return of the physical rewards tiers, which I know a lot of you have been missing. I closed them at the end of last year because it was just unmanageable with having my son. So now that we have established a bit of a routine, and now that I'm able to actually dedicate that time to physical rewards tiers now, which means Happy Mail, physical rewards tiers are back. Do you want to see the sticker? So these are the stickers. I will show you. I'm very, very happy with them. So I wanted to switch things up a bit, and the sticker tier now is going to be a large shiny glossy vinyl sticker. So look at the shine on that. So they're waterproof. You can put them on like bottles, laptops, mugs, anything you like really. I think they're dishwasher safe too. Come on camera, keep up with me here. But yes, they are the stickers, and there's a sticker tier, there's a sticker and a postcard tier, and then there's like a mystery bundle tier from my shop as well, so you can get some like extra bits in there if you would like. But if none of that is to your fancy, what I am bringing back to Patreon as well is live streams. So I haven't been doing live streams for months now. To be honest, I kind of got a little bit self-conscious about it, and I lost a bit of confidence along the way, but I did one last week and I just kind of was like, what was all the fuss about? It was a really lovely live stream with my patrons, because they got the sneak peek look at the new fabric that I've got in, so that was really nice to spend some time with them. So yeah, just the last bit of housekeeping. My Patreon has had a bit of a glow up, as the kids are saying these days, a glow up. I'm going to pretend that I know what that means. I'm just going to assume that it means that you've had a bit of a makeover, bit of TLC. So yeah, it's had that, whatever that is, and I'm really pleased to have the tiers back, and with that live streams. And with the live streams, the art journal videos will come back, just Q&As, chatty draw with me's, sneak peeks at new products as they come through my letterbox or over the back gate, whatever the postie decides to do these days. And yes, that is the last little bit of housekeeping. So thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. This has just been like one massive catch up of stuff that's to come. I'm very excited for my shop to like reopen again in a couple months time. But whilst I work on that in the background, I'll be chilling over on Patreon, just in case you want to come and join me over there. No pressure, you do not have to. I will be back on YouTube at some point. But for now, I'm going to go because I need to go and buy some onions for my chili con carne. Right, I'm going to go, but thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody, and I'll be back soon.